you also end up with baby angels as well.
Oh my god, the baby angels are so creepy. Oh my goodness.
They're even worse than the full-grown ones.
They just look creepy as all get out. God.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you need to Google these things. They're creepy all good reasons. They're so wrong. So
I'm afraid to Google search baby angels.
Welcome again to this episode of Zero to Hero. I hope all you grid travelers have found the right podcast to listen to.
Welcome to another episode of Zero to Hero. I'm Billy, and I'm always joined by my brother, the only man that I know that I can't insult because the universe has already done it that way for how he looks.
This is how you die tonight! What was that?
So, Jim, tonight's gonna be a fun episode because we're going off the beaten path. We're gonna go down a path of Doctor Who tonight.
I feel like this is a far more beaten path.
Yeah, and what only proper way to go down Doctor Who with than our own resident nurse, the man, the myth, the man that puts on the spandex, and then it's not spandex. You know, we are joined with Mark once again, the residing Doctor Who nurse, connoisseur.
Indeed.
Yeah. No, it's a sommelier, not a connoisseur, sommelier.
Also not
I think
nurse,
he used both of them in the context.
Oh, so Mark, how's it going? Because my God, we know it's like 2 a.m. over there.
We're nearly 3.
Oh man,
Jesus.
we ruined it.
We ruined it. Nah, dang it. So, Mark, how's it going over there?
Yeah, it's all good. All good as usual.
I'm kind of jealous because we didn't synchronize our shirt wearing because I have a Spider-Man shirt too.
I'm wearing them. I miss sports. I was wearing a Batman shirt earlier.
Yeah, Jim, no one cares. No.
Probably should have put one of my Doctor Who ones on, but hey.
Hey, there you go.
No one can see me. You too.
Hey, so Mark, your Doctor Who cosplay, is it like original character, or you like kind of go off of one of the previous Doctors?
Wait. Before you answer that, I need to know. I must state this. Billy doesn't know anything about Doctor Who, so there's going to be a lot of weird questions going to be asked tonight. Keep going, Mark.
Well, no, the idea is that my Doctor Who he's a much older one, so he's beyond what you see on the show.
Oh.
It's the idea behind it.
Well, interesting as that.
I've been toying with a few names for him, but yeah.
Okay. Doctor? I'll just go with that.
I was thinking maybe the Infinite Doctor, or I don't know.
Ooh.
Well, like, I feel like the Doctor wouldn't do anything like Infinite Doctor. I think he would just like do a play on it. Like, I'm the old Doctor. What?
Yeah.
Who are you again?
I'm ancient.
Well, he was saying that in the 11th Doctor anyways. I'm ancient. I'm older than you ever know. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, we know you're old. Calm down.
we can call him Haynes. Because
basically it plays on the whole joke that the Doctor doesn't know his age.
Yeah.
And my one just literally doesn't know how old he is, doesn't know what regeneration is. He just knows that he is very, very old.
He's been plucked out of time, don't know where.
It's like, exactly. I will say this. Yeah. I have lost count. About what? Everything.
Everything.
What time is it? I don't know anymore.
Yeah.
Where's the sun at? I don't know.
Yeah.
You know where you at? No, I should have been at old person's home. What happened? They had apple cinnamon. They had apple cinnamon tonight. They had apple cinnamon.
Oh no. So, Jim, break us down of what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk to Mark, but what do we talk about?
All right. So tonight we're going to do a kind of deep dive episode into one episode in particular. It's season 3 of the new series. I believe it's episode 9. It's called Blink. It's the first time we see the Weeping Angels. And it's a great episode for someone who's never seen Doctor Who before, like Billy. So, Before we get into that, I kind of would do the brief introduction of who Doctor Who is and like kind of what that is, and then we'll get to the episode, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the Weeping Angels, and then we'll talk smack about England.
All right, sounds good to me. Then that's where you plug in. You'll plug in the Doctor Who, like probably 5 seconds of the intro song.
The intro song is like 30 seconds minimum. But yeah,
okay.
You can start that, yeah.
So, Mark, as for people that listen to us, they probably don't know about Doctor Who. So would you like to graciously... No, I can't do it. Okay.
Would you like to racistly tell us all about?
Yeah. Would you like to racistly tell us?
Can you give our listeners, since you are the resident Doctor Who fan, besides for Ben, but we want you to come on because you give us less technical problems.
Exactly. Yeah.
Can you give a brief explanation of who the Doctor or what Doctor Who is? Just real quick, 30 seconds or less. Go.
Right, well, it's basically
you already ruined it. You know what? I'll give you an extra 2 or 3 minutes. Keep going.
Well, it's basically a sci-fi series over here. It's been running for nearly 60 years. Started off in 1963. And it did have a brief hiatus between 1989 and 2005 with a brief little mini movie in the middle in 96.
Made in America.
Yeah. It's about a time-traveling alien who can change his body shape and look like different people. He's had, 13, 14 regenerations now. But at the time of that episode, it was only on 10. Been played by multiple actors.
It'll be 11th, right? It'll be 11th, technically, right?
Yeah. That's the one thing with Doctor Who is they
retcon a lot of things.
Yeah, they invent things after events have happened, and it gets into a heck of a continuity confusion.
Like a big ball of timey-wimey stuff.
Yeah, but I think that's the way we all love it, to be honest. And it comes up with a lot of fan theories as well about what's going on. And I think that's what they actually like to do, is they like the fans to fill in the gaps, which makes it more interesting then as well.
Oh, that's interesting that they encourage that.
Because
most of the time, like series they won't even pay no attention, but then the fans just get so what do they call it?
Invested.
So invested, and then they gatekeep. They gatekeep theories and stuff. And
well, no, that's not what that is. Gatekeeping means that you can't be involved with something else. Like they make it where it's almost impossible to get involved with the new. New people can't join in. Well, the Doctor Who fandom is pretty open about letting people come join in on the fun because they could be anywhere, anything. This is Doctor Who.
Exactly. Yeah.
Also, I'm pretty sure like David Moffat's been really happy with fans creating new things because he's ran out of story ideas. That's the guy who writes for Doctor Who. That's the lead writer. And
you mean Russell T Davies?
Russell T Davies. Moffat's the director, right?
Well, Stephen Moffat was a writer for.
He was a writer for a while, and
and then he became the head writer.
Yeah, he's a head writer. Yeah.
But he was actually the one that created, funny enough, the Weeping Angels.
It's a newly original idea for the new series, and they are terrifying. And we're going to get into that here in a minute.
Well, I tell you,
my favorite thing about the Doctor is always just how different each season, like each Doctor is, and so you learn, like you learn to appreciate a different Doctor each time. Like there's a huge amount of the fandom who hates Peter Capaldi because he's not Matt Smith. And like there's a whole bunch of them who hate Matt Smith because he's not David Tennant. I personally think Eccleston's one of the best Doctors we ever had, but that's just me.
To be honest, it does seem to be a thing with the Doctor Who fandom is when a new one comes in, 9 times out of 10, the fans hate them. Then they start to grow to like them. And then when they leave, they wish they hadn't left.
You know who we need as a doctor?
Right.
We need Idris Elba to come through as a doctor.
Oh my God!
Oh, come on, that would be so much fun.
I would so want that.
Like,
and then make a lot of references to Pacific Rim.
No. I wanted to make a lot of references to Marvel and be like, I'm pretty sure there's someone called Heimdall around here.
Talk about Marvel. I think one of the rumors was when they were selecting a new Doctor before Jodie Whittaker became the Doctor, was rumored to be the one that plays Peggy Carter.
Yeah.
Oh,
that would have been good.
Yeah, she's really good. Yeah, but I don't think they can afford her.
Probably not.
No, like she got Agent Carter, man. Like she ain't going for a Doctor.
Didn't they just release a new Doctor like in progress?
Yeah. Shuti Gatwa. I think I pronounced that right.
Oh, but, okay.
He will be the 15th Doctor.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and also we had a couple of famous doctors as well, like Christopher Eccleston's one of the doctors. We had John Hurt as a doctor.
Yeah, he was brilliant.
Oh my God, he was great. If you haven't, go watch the 50th year anniversary episode, movie episode thing, and that is you'll see John Hurt as the doctor, and he plays a very old, worn out doctor very well.
Yeah. Okay.
And very sort of like, it's literally not just worn out. He's like a war-torn doctor. He's done things. He's committed atrocities, and he feels like he's not the Doctor. He renounces the name even. He literally does not consider himself the Doctor. He refuses to call himself that.
Well, he's committed some atrocities, but he hasn't committed genocide yet. So
no.
Then you get Eccleston coming in, and Eccleston was at that time 9th Doctor, but he's technically the 10th. Comes in, and this is where I started with Eccleston, and he's such an a-hole the entire season. And then you find out about the Time War, which is when the Doctor did a genocide. He did a genocide, but he can't remember he did a genocide. So he doesn't technically do a genocide, but he thinks he did. Yeah, and he's a broken man who did some very messed up things trying to redeem himself, but he's still an a-hole about a lot of things. And so it makes sense. You go back and watch that season, you're like, oh, hey, wait.
Yeah. So, I saw that in this season that I watched Blink that David Tennant's Doctor lost his memory.
Oh yeah, that's one of the episodes. That's the family episode. The family.
Oh yeah. Family of Blood.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I
was watching that and I was like, this is so
adapted from a novel that starred the 7th Doctor, Sylvester McCoy's Doctor.
Oh, okay. I thought it was interesting. I liked it. It was pretty good. Interesting.
Did you finish it?
Yeah, I finished it all. Well, I got to the part where they ran out the building because they had hostages and stuff.
Oh, no, the end is quite sort of like dark, and it shows the rage of the Time War.
The rage is seething right underneath this happy-go-lucky Doctor. Like, he does it a couple times too. Like in that for David Tennant's run, he does it a couple times where he is just angry. Like you can see the rage just right underneath the surface. It's just, especially with Donna Noble.
It's quite a calm rage, isn't it? It's like you don't see him boiling over, but you know.
It's like that when your dad tells you he's not mad at you, he's just disappointed, and then he tells you all the reasons why he's disappointed in you while running you down with the lawnmower.
I think it's not till he's sort of like second regeneration when he kind of like does kind of peak in that sort of anger, and when he's there shouting, "I can do so much."
Yeah. Like, like David Tennant had a lot going for him. Like there was a lot underneath the surface, and oh man, there's moments in his tenure that was just fantastic. Okay, well, let's move on from that.
Yeah, next.
Reminiscing about David Tennant. Yeah, we can do that all day.
Yeah.
So next, I do really want to talk about this episode because this is really the first episode you've actually watched or tried to watch. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a really quick break. We'll come back, and then we'll talk about this episode. So remember, don't blink. Don't look away. Don't pause us. Please don't. In one corner, we have story time with Cosplay Dude 637. In the other corner, we have Power Ranger Universe 19. They're going to go head-to-head this weekend in the Thunderdome. If you want to have your tickets now, pick them up tomorrow morning at shop.zeotohero.com or watch it on Zeo to Hero's YouTube channel if you can find it. Or you can just listen to the show where you normally find your podcast, like Spotify, Apple Podcast, and, if you're weird about it, Google Podcast. Check it out next week on your favorite platforms. Or find Willie or Cosplay Dude 637 on TikTok, Instagram, and not Facebook.
Welcome back from that commercial. So now let us break down this episode that we saw called Blink from Doctor Who season I don't know and Doctor Who is that? Okay.
You know what? That sums it up pretty much. Yeah. What
Pretty
season?
much.
I don't know.
I don't know anymore.
I've given up trying to figure it out.
Depends how you look at it. Season 3 or season 30 odd, I think.
Oh God.
Yeah.
No.
It's almost there's more seasons of Doctor Who than there is technically of The Simpsons.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. God dang.
Because The Simpsons started the year that Doctor Who took its first hiatus. 1989, right?
Yeah, 89. I think
It started in.
I feel like saying it was like the 28th season, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, back when dialects were just garbage cans.
Well, Dalek design hasn't changed much over the years.
They added color. Come on.
True.
So Cyberman's changed a lot. It's now actually kind of scary looking. Okay, but that's not the point. The point is we're gonna talk about Blink, and we're gonna talk about this great episode with these brand new villains called the Weeping Angels.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So
Silent
this episode
assassins.
So this episode is very, very Doctor Light, which is a great introduction episode for anyone wanting to watch Doctor Who. It's a great place to start at because you get very little of the Doctor, so you don't get all of his mannerisms that could scare people away, but you get a little bit, the fun stuff. And if you want to us not spoil this episode, it's 10 years old. Come on.
Yeah.
Get it together. Let's go. Or you can jump ahead to the next commercial break. Whatever. It doesn't matter. If you want to be spoiled, go right ahead.
But for someone who doesn't watch Doctor Who like me, it was like a really great one-off episode that I saw.
It's a great little mystery episode, to be fair.
Exactly. It's a little great mystery. And in the first 15, 20 minutes, there's like a time loop and you're just sitting there confused. And then you have to hear her read the letter to find out, holy God, I
like the Nightingale, the guy is like, please tell me, am I wearing pants or no? No, you're not wearing any pants. Okay.
I feel like saying that's the first time they used that joke, but it wasn't the last time.
No, it was not the last time they used that joke.
Yeah.
But so you get this Sally Sparrow who comes in, and this lady is starting her journey to to stop the Weeping Angels, and she and her friend go to this haunted house because something's going on with this haunted house, or something's going on with it that they want to investigate because it piques her interest, right?
Yep.
And
from a mystery style.
Yeah. Scooby-Doo without the dog and the guys and and the Americanized Dan. And so they're over there, and so one of the first things that happens is her friend, what's her friend's name? Nightingale. Something Nightingale. Because you know her brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
she's such a short-lived character. You don't remember. I know, right?
Well, you get a letter.
Yeah, you get a letter. That's it.
Gone. She's gone. And she can't find her. And this random dude comes in with a letter. It's like, "Are you Sally Sparrow?" And she's like, "Yeah." And she's like, "I was told they pulled a Back to the Future 2." Like, here's this letter. Take this letter. Shush. Leave me alone. Take this letter and this key.
It was her grandson. Her grandson.
It was Nightingale's great grandson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She made me promise on her deathbed.
Yeah.
I thought she was just raving mad. Oh, wait a minute.
I thought she was crazy, but here we are. And so, like her friend goes missing, and she's like trying to figure this out. And in the letter, she says, "Go to this tell my brother that I love him." Blah blah blah. You know. And so she goes and tells her brother, and so and this is the first time you actually see the doctors on this DVD because it's a bonus, it's an extra. And on these 17 movies that you find, there's only 17 DVDs that have these extras, only these 17. And it's this little rambling speech with the doctor, but it's very one-sided. And so you meet her brother, and he's like, "Oh, hey, you know, blah, blah, I don't care, whatever." And, you know, he starts explaining to her, like, the Easter egg, and she's like, "It doesn't bother me, whatever. I need to go figure out what's going on."
Nerd, isn't he?
Yeah. And so he's like, "You nerd." And, like, she's leaving, and his coworker's like, "Why doesn't they just go to the police?" And she's like, "I should just go to the police."
Yeah.
And so she goes to the police. She actually goes to the police. I'm like, "Oh, hey," she goes to the police with Doctor Who? This is weird. This isn't Power Rangers? What?
Yeah.
Goes to the police. And so...
Not used to them going to the proper authorities.
I know, it's weird. Normally it's a doctor just going, "Follow me to the TARDIS. I have something. Let me grab my screwdriver." "Why are you pointing that at me? It's not a weapon."
No Ex Machina.
Right?
Oh, no.
And so she meets this really handsome guy who's a detective. And she gives him the, she gives him like the rundown. He's like, "Oh, blah, blah, blah." She's like, "Pretty." So he's like, "Oh, you're pretty. Okay, let's talk about this." And so she's like, she starts talking, gives him the address for this house. He's like, "Hold on." So they go down to the basement, and there's all these cars sitting there, and the police box is sitting there of all the people who've gone there who've gone missing.
Tons of cars, yeah.
Dozens of cars in a police box. And it was like, what was the police box doing here?
Have they all gone missing the same way, too, where they get, like, put in a different time?
Yeah.
They
would have.
Ah, okay.
Not that you get much explanation about it, but...
you get a little like, "Oh, hey, they're back in time." What? And so these people go missing. And they kill you nicely. They're the nicest murderers in the world, like, in the universe.
Yeah. They basically send you back in time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
die of old age.
Yep. And so she leaves after, like, they give her an explainer about, like, all these people's cars. And she's like, she's on her way out, gonna go try to figure out what else is going on. And the guy disappears.
Oh.
So the detective guy disappears. And he goes back in time. And that's where you meet the doctor. And the doctor gives this dude, like, the worst line possible to give this guy. He's like, "I have a message for you to tell Sally Sparrow, but it's going to be a long time before you can tell her."
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be a while
to go on either.
Yeah. Oh my God. That was so brutal. He's like, "Well, I'll take it." "Nope. You got to wait it out." Why didn't he just, like, take the TARDIS back to 1969, pick him up, and drop him off back, like, right after he got disappeared?
What, you mean... I think that's the whole sort of like paradox thing, if he took the guy back if he got the TARDIS back, picked the guy up from the time he was left, he wouldn't be able then to come to the present time to give Sally the message to then be able to get the TARDIS back.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I feel like he could have just dropped him back off. I bet you... No, because he went the TARDIS back, and then... Why make him wait? That's the thing. You could like give him an extra like couple hours. Be like, hey, I'll drop you off. Like, I'm going to bring you right back to where you left from. Call her, give her this message. I can't do it myself. You can do it though. It just seems kind of ridiculous. But so he has to live out his entire life to give her this message, and he's like, you find out he's the guy who produced the DVDs. He's the guy who made all the DVDs. And so because he went into publishing, and he ended up becoming a DVD publisher. And you find out what's on about this list of DVDs, 17 DVDs. It's the only DVD Sally Sparrow owns.
Imagine sitting on that as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
oh wow!
When you go through quite a lot, because you have VHS and that other one, which I can't remember what it was called.
Laserdisc.
No. But back when VHS first came out, there was another type of cassette, wasn't there?
I don't want to say it's hi-fi, but it was something else.
I remember the reason why it wasn't popular, which I don't think we can say on the show.
Was it a chat?
The reason why VHS is more popular is because of a particular type of genre that three of them.
Well, it's popular over here because Blockbuster made a deal with Hollywood executives to keep making VHSs because they're cheap to make. The other one was not as cheap. Hence why over here we have VHSs because of Blockbuster.
And then we had a similar thing, didn't we, later on with Blu-ray and HD DVDs, but that was because of Disney. A bit more kid-friendly, at least.
You say that, but you've seen The Little Mermaid?
Oh, my God. You seen anything Disney? Jesus.
Oh, my God. No, that's not Disney. I was say The Incredibles. Mrs. Incredible. Hold on. Okay, but back to this show. What are you gonna say, Billy?
I was gonna have Mark give a little breakdown of what the Weeping Angels were.
Okay, so Mark, if you don't mind, we're about to get to the talking points of the Weeping Angels. So explain to us the Weeping Angels.
So, yeah, they are basically assassins that feed on the temporal energy left from their victims that they send back in time. So that the sort of like the temporal energy that they would have produced if they lived their life.
Would it be potential energy, not temporal energy?
Yeah. Potential and basically their life force that they would have lived if they had existed in their current time, but they send them back in time to die of old age. But they get very creative about it as well. But their most defining thing is that they're what's called quantum locked. So when you're observing them, they look like statues. And it's not until you blink do they move. And that's what makes them so lethal, is that because they can move so fast in literally a blink of an eye and either send you back in time or potentially kill you if they need to.
And not just they can send you anywhere in time too.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just like to the 1920s.
Yeah.
Anywhere, it doesn't matter. And it's such a weird way, man. Like the doctor says are the nicest killers in the universe.
Yeah.
But
like they sent that girl, they sent her back to what, 1902?
Something like that, yeah.
1920. But that was okay, so she was like, I'm in London. I was just in London, and then the guy, what was the guy calling it? He was calling it the Hux.
Something or another, yeah. But he wasn't in London, so they can put you almost anywhere too, like anywhere on the planet as well. So
anywhere in time and space.
They essentially can put you anywhere. And the reason why they're hunting on the Doctor is because the Doctor is essentially immortal.
Yeah.
And so TARDIS is like a huge potential energy because essentially they're immortal. So it would feed them like they would never go hungry again.
It's not just the Doctor they want. They want basically the energy source of the TARDIS, because that is because it has the ability to obviously travel through time. It's a source of immense potential and temporal energy that they could literally feed on it for ever.
Yeah, but
they could also potentially destroy everything with it as well.
Oh wow! Yeah.
So, oh man, but yeah. So we get a little deep in this episode where Sally and the Nightingale guy are going back to the place because they're trying to figure out exactly what's going on. They bring the DVDs. They start watching the DVD, and Sally starts asking questions to the DVD, and it starts responding back. And then you find out that Nightingale is writing down the questions, she's asking the DVD, the Doctor, and so everyone's trying to figure out why he sounds like he's talking to someone, but he's not, And then you find out, he's talking to her, she's asking these questions, and this is where you get this famous line of because he's trying to explain time travel to her. She's like, well, time travel is kind of everyone thinks time travel is this linear path, but it's not really. It's more like a big ball of timey-wimey stuff.
Timey-wimey stuff.
Yeah. And it's a great line because it really does explain time travel really, really well. There's no linear path in it at all, unless you go into the primer. The primer is a whole different story that's going to make Billy fall asleep really quickly. That's a weird loop. But so we have the transcript now, and he even says well, I don't know what else is happening. I've ran out of the transcript. So at that point, they look up.
They're being chased,
and there's an angel. And so up to this point, this whole episode, you've been seeing the statues move around. People will look, Sally will look at them and then look away and look back, and they're gone. This whole episode they've been doing this, and so now you see one actually do it. It's right in their face, and you can't look away. You can't look away. You can't, and you get the don't blink, don't ever don't look away. You will die.
And then he moves his head, and
he moves his head, turns back, and she's in his face, and it's It's a really good jump scare. To be fair, it's a really solid one. And Doctor Who doesn't do scary stuff normally. That was a solid jump scare.
I think that was the idea of the whole episode as well. I think Moffat was quite a fan of jump scares, and that's why he came up with the idea of the weeping angels, because they will literally be in one position 1 minute, and then it's a sudden switch of the camera for us, and it's then into a different position. And I think he also tried to actually involve the viewer as well sometimes, because I think the way he sort of planned it is that you notice that sometimes the statues are standing still when there's no one looking at them, but we were the ones that are actually looking at them because we're watching them through the camera.
Oh my God!
What is it? The scene? It's the one where she's in the police station and she's looking out the window, and you've got the two angels on the building opposite. Then she blinks and the angels move. And
also, remember, we see her blink. We don't see we're not looking at the angels when she blinks. We watch at her when he. And same with Nightingale guy. We're looking at him blink, and then going back and looking at the angel because it's following how they're looking at it. We don't actually ever see the angels actually move.
No,
it's the exact same concept for us as well because we're observing it as well. And there's a whole other thing down the road we'll get to in a minute about how angels make more angels. But so we get to this epic climactic scene where they're running the police box is in the
basement.
In the basement, and so they're running to it. They're trying to get to it, and they're trying to. There's 3 more angels there. There's 4 angels total, and so they're trying to get to it, and they're trying to unlock the TARDIS with the key they have. And the angels pointing at the light and trying to get the light to go out because if you can't see in the darkness, they can move around. And it's such a tense scene. They're trying to get into the TARDIS and the angels are right there and they barely make it in. And the TARDIS is oh hey, we see that you have one free ride. And the TARDIS leaves them there, just gone. And guess what happens? Like the angels are all standing there looking at each other, and they're permanently locked as stone forever because they're looking at each other. They can't do anything.
They do that a lot as well in the future episodes. That it's the only way to defeat them is to get them to look at themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's kind of like Billy in the morning when he looks in the mirror.
Exactly.
I also like the theory of the TARDIS too, because it looks like a police box, but when you walk inside, it's a whole workshop. Yeah, it's a whole workshop in there. Yeah.
Well, technically, that's like a command center.
It's essentially supposed to be like, could be to the size of a city, size of a planet. It's
ginormous. Yeah, and I do like the fact that it has. So I remember there's one episode where they're talking about the TARDIS, or they're trying to do something with the TARDIS, and they're going through different like not rooms, but like different command rooms. Like pilots, and they're like, everyone has already been like I have all of them already ready. Like there's none that's not already ready to go. So it doesn't matter what incarnation I am. This is the room I'll walk into.
Yeah,
that was really cool. Yeah, and
I think if it's the episode I remember, I think they're like, well, there's this many control rooms, and he's like, hang on, I don't remember having that many control rooms. Well, no, these are the ones you're gonna have.
Yeah.
Oh,
and that was a good setup for later. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And so that was a great episode. But so there's some stuff down the road with the angels, and like the angels are such a creepy like I just said, like they're nice, but they're so creepy. Oh my goodness, and they look creepy as I'll get out too, like fangs and everything. Oh. And like
well, you do actually know how they did it because I've spoken to this about already. But obviously the thing about the angels was they weren't props; they were actually actresses in full makeup.
Yeah.
They had to apparently about 4 hours worth of makeup, and then they come onto the set, and all they've got to do is stand still, not breathe, and literally just
seconds. Yeah.
Stand there doing nothing.
That's a waste of talent.
Like, you know what? We're gonna. Oh, well, it's got to be. You guys super talented.
It's a brilliant way they've done it.
Mm-hmm. It's super good. Oh my goodness! And
so theoretically, we could play really good dead bodies because we sleep all the time.
Technically, no. If you got sleep apnea, you got a good 20 seconds.
Yeah. Okay.
20 seconds is a lot of screen time.
But yeah, saying though about the jump scares, another behind the scene thing. Apparently, there was a different ending for that episode.
What? Okay, what will that ending be? I want to know now.
Well, obviously, as we know, the ending of it was a year later. Sally and the bloke saw the doctor come running past, and she handed him the script. So this was sort of like setting it up for him. So this was a doctor that was prior to being stuck in the 90s. The 60s.
And David always did the I have something well.
Yeah, the way he does that is brilliant.
Oh my god! I get
and then it just goes into that montage of all the statues around London. I'm guessing they are. But one of the ideas was that Sally was supposed to go into the shop, followed by the boyfriend, and he was supposed to be greeted by an angel that had just sent Sally to the past. He discovered a painting on his work surface of Sally that had been done, obviously, from when she was sent into the past. It was supposed to be like, the one final jump scare of it. It's like,
that would have been like that would have been a bad move, man. Like that would have been too depressing. Like she just got released from this. And like she just made amends, like not amends, but she just found her release from it, and then held his hand. And was like, "Yeah, we're gonna finally do this. Yeah, we're gonna finally set this up right." And like gone. Oh my god, no. Well, to be fair, that's freaking how Amy went, right?
Yeah. She
Amy and Rory went like that.
Yeah, because Rory read his own grave, which then set him up to go into the past, and then. Amy was like, right, no, I need to be with him.
That was so wrong. Oh my goodness, that's a wrong way to go out. So, but yeah, no, they've used the angels for a lot of moments like that where they need someone gone. They use them a lot, and that was a rough moment because I liked Amy. Amy was fun. I liked Rory. I loved Rory, and Rory was he was the guy. He was the waiting centurion.
Yeah.
He waited for how many 2,000 years, something like that. He waited.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
knew when the universe was rebooted or not.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh man.
Doctor Who there's especially the Matt Smith era. There are so many twists and turns about rebooting the universe, and there was the whole silly man be at my wedding, where the Doctor was a race to the universe and had to pop back into it. Yeah. And there's actually there's a really good angel episode where you find out if there's a video of an angel looking at you. It can make you into an angel.
Can't remember the name, but yeah. One of the ones with River Song in it as well. Episode.
And so that's how they gain more ranks. They'll change people to angels just by looking at them through a videotape. Or security camera or something like that. If you're looking at through something else, they can change you into an angel.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's really creepy.
That's a thickening of the plot.
You also end up with baby angels as well.
Oh my god, the baby angels are so creepy. Oh my goodness.
They're even worse than the full-grown ones.
They just look creepy as all get out. God.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you need to Google these things. They're creepy all good reasons. They're so wrong. So
I'm afraid to Google search baby angels.
Baby weeping angels and just look that up. Yeah. Don't worry, baby angels will just give you all that weird stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the angels are just a really, really, really well done villain. It's not even a villain of the week, it's a really good villain. And I remember right, they were only used once. They were supposed to be a villain of the week. They weren't supposed to pop back up. But they're like, hey, these are fantastic. And so they kept popping back up all over the place.
They do, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it a good couple of episodes? They also appeared in the audio dramas with Big Finish. Although I feel like it was a bit difficult for them to do with it because they kind of had the sound effects, but it wasn't as much of an impact.
Oh yeah, they're a visual enemy. You have
you had to see them.
So it's hard to write that into a story. You have to imagine. So it's same concept with anything that's invisible. It's hard to write it, write a concept for it. Right now, I'm in the middle of a book right now that has invisible stuff, but they light, it looks like light. So you can they can describe it as they're doing it, and then it's gone.
You say about writing for things that are invisible.
Yeah.
One person that's good at that is Douglas Adams. he wrote a Doctor Who. He wrote several Doctor Who's actually, but he did actually write a Doctor Who episode that involved an invisible spaceship.
Oh.
But it was unfortunately the incomplete episode.
Okay, so it's an audio drama, right?
No, it was a television episode.
Well, then, yeah, it's completely reasonable. If it's a visual thing, visual invisibility is completely reasonable. And in writing and audio only, it's really hard to describe an invisible object.
Oh.
Very hard to describe a lot of things, as I've found out.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. Yeah, that's hard to do. Oh, man. Oh.
But, yeah.
No, yeah. So, I like watching this episode. I like the theory of these angels that, you had to basically keep an eye on them or they'll snatch you up and leave
any
you.
good woman.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's
and like
true.
I say, essentially it involved us as well. I mean, that's been the whole thing with Doctor Who for years is that the viewer is technically a companion as well on these adventures.
That will make
this
a lot of
episode
sense.
Really heavily involved us as well because we had to keep an eye on the angels as well.
Yeah, I noticed throughout the episode I would have to when they were in the background, I was focusing on them more than the actual character.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that was the idea.
You're looking for him, like, where are they?
Where are they? Yeah, that was I liked it. For someone that didn't watch Doctor Who like me, it was a nice dive into it. And then it got, like, I was telling Mark before the recording, I started watching other episodes of that season too, to kind of make because normal TV seasons I watch, they link, it builds through the episodes, but like with Doctor Who, each episode is a different adventure.
Yeah.
So when I started watching
they have a lot of standalone episodes. That's the thing. That's one of the nice things about Doctor Who is very serialized. Like you can have specialty episodes, but they do a lot of overarching things. So like in Christopher Eccleston, Bad Wolf was the big overarching thing. David Tennant had Donna Noble. Donna Noble's whole story arc was one big overarching arc. And then you had the Pond arc.
Yeah, they pretty much put sort of like, it was kind of like the end series story. So it's like you say with Eccleston's, it was the whole setup was made for that end Dalek episode.
Yeah,
there was little Easter eggs brought in, but they were also setting other things up as well with the whole Bad Wolf thing, and then being Torchwood as well in the next season.
Torchwood and the Face of Bo.
Yeah, they even laid the ground for the Master to return, because you started to hear about Howard Saxon. I think he was firstly Defense Secretary or something. So he was responsible for one thing, but you started to hear his name occasionally. Yeah. And then obviously you then had the big reveal at the end of the season that, no, Howard Saxon is actually the Master.
Spoiler for a 10-year-old season. Spoilers. Yeah. No.
Still holds up.
No.
I mean, but I think they did.
I really think Billy
still
would
slightly doing it, but not as much as they did in the beginning.
I think Billy would really, really like Torchwood.
That is a very good series.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Before we get into that, let's take a quick break, and then we'll chat about Torchwood, and then we'll get on out of here. Or actually, you know what? We'll talk about a couple other things. You know what? We're going to keep this going. 3-hour podcast tonight, guys. Let's do this.
Has Divatox ever told you that your helmet is not shiny? Do you think the other Divatox from the TV show says that there's too many scuff marks and it looks nasty? Or did Dimitri ever tell you to throw it away because she likes shiny helmets instead of dull and worn down older helmets? Then this product is just for you. It's called Zalfa's Helmet Cream. Only in America only. You apply one time with the microfiber rag and get in counterclockwise motions. But wait! If you buy today, you'll get 2 bottles of Zalfa's Helmet Cream. Only $19.99.99. If you read the back of the bottle, it says counterclockwise. But I suggest going clockwise because the shine just brightens the paint or the whatever the substance is of the helmet. And you'll look way better than Tommy Oliver when he storms the Megazord and kicks him out. But wait, there's more. If you buy 2 bottles at $19.99.99, we'll throw in a free bottle of lens cleaner and an anti-fog window for the inside, because you heavy mouth breathers you are.
If you use this product on your head, not your helmet, you might end up with male power baldness. Not designed for any kind of cosplay helmets, but for actual powered helmets. $29.99 is not including taxes and or shipping. Shipping is $45.45. Any other questions? Make sure you reach out to Zalfa Helmet Creamer at zalfahelmetcreamer.com.
Thanks for joining us after that commercial. And listen, Jim, I will personally fly Mark, his missus, and his daughter out here, and we will find you, and we have a specific set of skills if you make this a 3-hour episode. Okay.
I'm so scared. I'm so.
The little one will come after you, like the baby angels.
Yeah.
God,
Oh, yeah. There you go. Yeah.
don't bring them in. Don't bring them into this.
Don't blink.
Don't. Like, we were having an adult conversation. You brought them into this. Now we're having a childish one.
Hey, think. So theoretically speaking, the angels would be red light, green light masters.
Yes, they would.
Okay. See.
Theoretically speaking, yes.
Theoretically. Okay.
All right, Billy, you need to watch Torchwood. You gotta watch
Torchwood.
it.
Well,
So
you
it's
link it to me. I will.
So it's a very it's a Doctor Who-esque series. So they do Doctor Who-esque things, but you're gonna love Jack.
Okay.
It's a very more adult
Doctor
side
Who.
of it.
Yeah, they get away with as much as they can on BBC Three.
You could look at it in sort of like 3 sections, and you got Torchwood is the adult PG-13, adult 18. Then you got the Sarah Jane Adventures, which is more the PG child sort of like side of it, and then Doctor Who is kind of in the middle, being a PG-13. And
Okay. All right.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, if you just link it to me, I'll watch it, or do your thing.
It's on the thing. You're good.
yeah,
Okay.
Jack's brilliant. I do like John Barrowman. He's a brilliant actor, and
He's a
like
lot
all
of
the
fun.
things that they were saying about him that he did wrong in the series. I'm like sitting there thinking, yeah, doesn't surprise anyone that he did that on the show, because he's that much of a joker.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what's going on. I just enjoyed the show.
Yeah.
Are you gonna tell me that something messed up?
Kind of, yeah. It was something that happened. What's that guy's name? Noel Cow. He played Mickey in Doctor Who.
Okay.
He did something and ended up basically getting cancelled, shall we say. Then it turned out as well that John Barrowman was doing some silly pranks, really, but they were borderlining on
Harassment.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
He's apologized for them and that, but he's kind of got cancelled himself by it as well. Because, for example, when this all came out, there was meant to be an audio drama episode of Torchwood that involved John Barrowman and David Tennant as the Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
It's never been released.
Oh.
It was literally struck off the schedule.
Well, now you all know, don't do harassment kind of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Damn.
should have been doing this since the beginning.
But if anyone's watched what John Barrowman is like, you'll be like, yeah, I can totally see him doing that.
Yeah.
Totally see him being a jackass about things.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds about right. Yeah.
Oh well. Well, at least I don't know. We're gonna go with
Zeo powers.
Zeo powers. You gotta watch Torchwood. Like I'm gonna highly recommend. I'm gonna really recommend this for you, Billy. I recommend watching starting Doctor Who, and then like when you get to Jack leaving Doctor Who, like then you start watching Torchwood.
Okay. Yeah.
Alongside of it, because it's 4 seasons of Torchwood. Season 3 is only like 5 episodes long. The rest are like 12.
Okay.
I think Torchwood technically starts
halfway through season 2.
No, at the end of season 2, because in season 2, that's when they introduce Torchwood, and then the series Torchwood is set afterwards because they're the only Torchwood that's left. Because Torchwood is supposed to be this big, undercover government thing. But when the series Torchwood is around, they're the only Torchwood that exists now. All the others have been shut down.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Well, there's another Torchwood for a little bit for like the first season, and then after that, they're all shut down. They talk about like East London's Torchwood or something like that, and like they're South London, I want to say, or South England or something like that. Torchwood. But yeah, watch it. It's fun. Like Billy, I'm gonna recommend Doctor Who to you because I know you're getting more and more into like nerdums, nerd fans, like nerdums. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna use. And I know you're getting the Kamen Rider, you're in the PR, you're starting to get a little into Gundam, but I think Doctor Who would line up really, really well with you because you don't have to watch it all the time. You just listen to it. And that's the nice part about Doctor Who is you can listen to most of it and catch what's going on. There's some visual things, but for the most part, you can listen to it. And they do a butt ton of audio dramas, and they're really good. They're really well done.
They are, yes.
And like I know I've gotten out of Doctor Who recently. Like I stopped with Peter Capaldi, and I really need to get back into it because I heard he turns himself around to his second season, and the last season was pretty fun. So I need to keep watching. I need to catch back up. But I want to recommend it to you because I still like it. I still like referencing Doctor Who, and it's still a fun show.
Yeah.
It got me through some rough times in my life.
It's coming up to the 60th as well, and that's going to be a banger, I reckon.
Wait, who's David Tennant's coming back for this? And I want to see this. Yeah, I want to see how this goes.
So he's coming back as the 14th Doctor.
So he's coming back as like okay. So he's regenerating into a new Doctor, but as
with an old face.
Old face.
Okay.
Which they kind of actually set up in the 50th, the way back, because a character called the Curator is basically an old version of the Doctor, but he looks like an old version of the Fourth Doctor because he's played by Tom Baker, funny enough.
They set that up back then, and they also set up with regenerations. They get a little weird because remember they had the extra hand regeneration.
Yeah, but that counted as a regeneration, apparently.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna tell you this: when they start talking regenerations, just take it with a large grain of salt. Just be like, okay,
yeah,
just okie dokie regenerations. That's a thing.
Hey, sounds good to me. Okay.
Yeah, just
it's supposed to be supposed to be 12 regenerations, 13 bodies.
Mm-hmm.
But the Doctor had one body twice, now 3 times. He's into a new cycle. Yeah,
he got
we don't know how many he's got.
Yeah, he got gifted another cycle, and I don't know. Yeah, we don't know how long that's gonna last. Cool. So we'll see where that goes. Yeah, like I remember watching till we got to the end of Matt Smith, and people were like freaking out about how they're going to continue on the series. Like, they're getting a new series. Like, how are they going to make another Doctor? It's going to be another Doctor entirely? Is it going to be a new person? Like, is it going to no longer be our Doctor? Is it going to be someone else? And yeah.
It's like, well, no, he's going to just get some more regenerations. Job done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was an easy win. Just get out of the way. Done with. Like, it was. They didn't even try very hard with it. I was like, okay. I'm going to give you this here and now. There is some lazy writing in Doctor Who. There is some lazy writing. But most times it's not. But there's going to be moments you're going to be like, what?
We were actually talking about that before the recording, and before you came on, with the whole sonic screwdriver. Because back in the 80s, they destroyed the sonic screwdriver because the writers were getting too lazy. It was like, the Doctor's locked up. How's he going to escape this? Oh, we just pull out the sonic screwdriver. So they actually ripped the sonic screwdriver out, and it didn't really reappear until the 1996 film.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. And so there's a scene in the 50th anniversary where you find out that the screwdriver is the same screwdriver that he has, and then it regenerates with him. And so the casing changes, internals stay the same. And it's not a weapon. It's not a weapon. Put those down.
And then Clara just walks in through the door because it's unlocked.
Yeah, because they're idiots. And
the
Doctor might be brilliant, but he's an idiot. Plain and simple, he's an idiot. No. And so I'm telling you, I feel like you would thoroughly enjoy I feel like you would thoroughly enjoy Doctor Who, and it's a really fun romp. And it's not time travel's not the. It's not the story device you think it is. It's just a means to the story device. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So don't even try to think that time travel is going to be like, oh, it's going to be a huge part of. No, it's not.
No, it's just a means for him to be in a particular location at a particular time.
This ain't Prime or a Steins Gate. Dang it, it's not.
I mean, I think the original idea was that the whole time travel thing was supposed to be when he goes to the future, it's to teach kids about science. When he goes to the past, it's to teach kids about history.
Oh, interesting. Oh, that's a good setup.
Yeah, I was seeing a couple of the older episodes with the first Doctor, and they're kind of meh.
Yeah.
Like 1960s, man. Like, it's not great. But, you know, it was a great idea. And we're here now talking about it. You know, we got some great Doctors out of it. Yeah.
Especially when you consider what budget they had, what
it was like $50
studios they were working in.
Yeah, they were. It was a shoestring budget for the first couple seasons.
Yeah,
it's like PR. Like Power Rangers had a shoestring budget for the first like 3 seasons, and we got what we got. And some of it's really cringeworthy, but dang it, here we are 30 years later having fun with it.
I
feel like even Doctor Who might have actually been worse than what Power Rangers was, because
it was terrible. Yeah,
apparently the studio they worked in, if they were in there for too long and the temperature of the room went up too high, it set the sprinklers off.
Oh.
So they're like in the middle of recording and it's pissing down on them.
Yeah.
There's also a huge chunk of lost episodes as well that got lost. Like there's many episodes, like the first couple seasons, right, are just gone.
Yeah, the BBC went through a clearance in their archives sometime in the 60s, 70s, I think it was. And yeah, they literally just threw out tons of episodes. I feel like saying there's about 90-something episodes missing. And bear in mind, this isn't like what we got now, where it's a 13-episode story arc. These are 20-minute episodes that make a full story. So, 90 of that's more than 2 seasons. I think there's like about half of the first and second Doctor's era is missing, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a couple of people who recorded some episodes, and so they're called the lost episodes. So they've been uploaded to YouTube and stuff, and you can see them, but man, they are.
Yeah.
They also started to animate a lot of them as well, which is cool.
Aren't the scripts still like around?
Yes.
Like audios, yeah.
There's a lot of the audios for them. I think that's how they've managed to put them into animated form.
The only way I would just dare watching the lost episodes is if Mark was to interpret them with interpretive dance. Yeah. I knew that dance. He's talking about a Dalek.
I know. He said war. He said war.
Yeah, he's at war.
I know what that means. That means war.
Oh my God.
Right. Well, let's one more quick break, and then we'll be right back, guys.
Man, this is a great Digimon podcast.
Whoa.
What did he just say to us? That is not a Digimon podcast.
It's not a Digimon podcast, like Billy said over there. No, this is a Power Rangers podcast.
Yeah, Jacob. Power Rangers.
That skull. Get it right.
Get it right.
God. Welcome to Gundam Snips ASMR.
Where the only place we can listen in to Jacob snipping plastic.
Be prepared for double
trouble when he cuts his own finger
and calls the EMS
of Gundams
and gets a large bill in 6 to 8 weeks
of $4,000 for going 4 miles
that his insurance won't cover.
That his insurance will never cover.
He has to call the hospital and get an itemized receipt to lower the bill.
And then he has to fake his own death to get out of the bill entirely.
Cool, keep it together. Good you.
Oh my God. Welcome back to that episode, and thanks again, everyone, for tuning in to the Zeotoheropod podcast with me, Billy, and my numbskull brother, Jim, as we're joined on a time loop adventure with the man behind the voice, Mark. Thanks again, Mark, for joining us tonight, early morning for you.
It is.
Thanks for talking Doctor Who with us, even though I didn't know much about it, but I absolutely love hearing the backsides of it and the story arcs.
Yeah. I mean, I love the show. It's a brilliant show.
Yeah. Jim, shut up. So, Mark, if for people listening new to us, where can they find you at to follow you?
You can find me on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, even Twitch under the Red Cornish Ranger. You can also find me on Spotify with the Red Cornish Ranger Presents Nerds Through Comics, which I will be pumping out more episodes of soon. Plus, hopefully going to do my original very soon as well.
Okay. And for everyone that does look him up, his podcast, it's not Through, it's Throw. Like THROW. But it was a play on words since he's English. So
he's not English, he's a jerk.
Plus I just love you too.
Yeah.
About it.
So
No.
Yes. So you can always find our show at zeotohero across the board on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. We have a new Facebook group called Not Lightning Collection, and we like to post a lot of random stuff on there. It doesn't have to be Power Rangers related.
It says Not Lightning Collection, but
so it's always fun to interact with fans. If you're definitely listening to the show, leave a review on Apple Podcasts and give us a 5-star or whatever star you feel like we deserve on Spotify.
Yeah.
And
people need to leave reviews for mine as well.
Yeah.
Reviews for us too.
Yeah.
I've only got one, and it's Billy's.
I thought I gave you one. Okay, well, I'm gonna look and see if I gave you one or not.
I let the review because I'm a nice guy to Mark, even though he pokes me all the time.
Does he still Facebook poke you? That's wrong.
Come on, Mark, get it together.
Remember when Facebook had pokes?
Yeah. All right, Jim. What about you?
You can find me everywhere at Not So Funny Jim. Such as that though, it's really about you can find me everywhere across the board there, and that's about it. I gotta end this episode. Good luck, guys. Enjoy yourselves. Have a good night.
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Mark.
Peace out.
Now,
no worries.
Let's go chunk tea bags at Mark.
Do you want to be a hero, but you're not? Do you want to be a Jiro or a Kojiro, but you can't because you're not Japanese? Have you considered Zeo to hero? Remember, heroes come and go. Idiots are forever. Jimbalee!
All right, then bring us back in, and you need to be like, we're not doing an hour. Mark's gonna be like, we're not doing an hour, and then I'll be like, we're doing an hour and a half.
I can't do an hour. I can't do it.
Progressively just get more and more slurred speech. Like, and the thing is, we're gonna.
You don't want me to fall off the chair, do you? Because I don't do my own stunts.
Oh God!
Wait. Let's get your daughter in there. She's your stunt double, right?
Yeah. She bounces more than me.
All right. But bring us back in, Billy.